for tuning in. My name is Robin Scaretto, and I am a senior account manager here at Farotech. And with me is Todd Smith, our VP of Partner Growth. Hey, Todd.
What's up, Robin? Thank you for having me
What's
today.
up? Absolutely. Happy to have you. It's an awesome topic we're talking about today and very timely based on some things we've been working on recently. Really excited to
Definitely.
dive in with you.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're a Philadelphia-based digital marketing firm and also a HubSpot Platinum partner. Todd and I were asked to do this video. Well, I really can't say asked because I'm the marketing
Mhm.
team. So
Mhm.
I assigned us to do this
Yeah,
video
you
because
you asked yourself.
yes, I asked ourselves, but you were willing to do it. Thank you for that,
Always,
Todd.
always, yes.
And today we're tackling a question we hear a ton from clients and prospects. Why do sales teams often ignore or disqualify the leads that marketing works so hard for us to generate? That's not a question you've ever asked, right, Todd?
No, no, never, never. Yeah,
No, never. You've
no,
never heard that
mm,
before.
no, no, no.
So, in this video, we're going to break down common missteps, warning signs you can look out for, and then most importantly, how to fix the breakdown. So, if we're ready to dive in, question number one.
Let's dive.
So, let's get honest.
Yep.
Why do sales teams often ignore marketing leads? Why does it happen?
Probably it happens because, and I mean this in the nicest way. If you're a salesperson, salespeople are lazy, um, and they also chase shiny objects, and they
Mhm.
want all the work done for them. And when it's not fit perfectly into a box and it works for them, it's difficult for them to act. And I'm speaking
Mhm.
for myself mostly. Um, they're very much path of least resistance people, but they're also
Yeah.
very driven. So that they chase opportunities, they work hard to get opportunities, but if an opportunity isn't, perfectly fit into the box that they want,
Yeah.
it doesn't get set up.
Glaringly obvious.
Yeah, and then if there's a
Yeah.
history of, dare I say, not so quality leads, then it just gets pushed to the
Mhm.
bottom. And it's just like, that's, they'll never buy from me. I'm not going to call them, so it's probably a little bit of that. Um,
Yeah, absolutely. As a former salesperson, I certainly am not offended by the term at all. But I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. When that lead comes in and you get that notification and you just do a quick glance, I mean, if it's going to take you a lot of time and effort to qualify them, figure out where
yep,
they came from, what they're interested in, what you're supposed to do with them, I mean, you're
yep,
going to turn off and you're going to do another, busybody
totally.
work, or you're going to follow up with another lead.
Yep,
It's just, naturally how it goes.
yeah,
So then
definitely.
what do you typically find is broken in the process of handing over leads from marketing to sales that causes that to happen?
I think it's probably just sort of defining like what a quality lead is. So
Mm,
a sales qualified lead and a marketing qualified lead, like they're actually different, but I think
yeah.
somehow they get blended, and marketing has somebody fill out a form and they're like, it's a sales lead. I'm like, no, it's not. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So like,
yeah,
I think that's
exactly.
probably like, if we're going to say alignment, we might say it like 50 times today, but that might be where like the misalignment would be, in the sense that
Yeah,
maybe it's a contact form and maybe they need some like marketing automation for nurturing, but they're not ready for a sales call. They haven't clicked on a
yeah,
pricing page, they haven't watched a video, they haven't clicked on a really specific service page, so it's like they're not ready, they're just sort of poking, so why push them to me, let me take time to schedule a call with them, follow up with them, do a presentation, and they're like,
yeah,
next year I'll have budget. Like, okay, what are we talking about?
yeah.
Right. So I think
Oh, killer.
that's probably where that comes from. And I think that's
Yeah,
one of the sources.
yeah, I agree with you. I feel like oftentimes we see that first point of breakage is that the two teams just don't agree about what's a lead. Like as
Yeah.
your marketing team myself, I get really excited when we get a form fill to download an ebook. But if
Sure.
I share that marketing qualified lead as if it's a sales qualified lead to you, and then you pick up the phone and call them and they're like, hey, I was just
Yep.
downloading an ebook. I mean, there's
Yep.
definitely a misalignment there. So
Yep.
having things like an ideal customer profile and lead scoring can all help with just aligning on what is that definition of a sales qualified lead.
Totally. Yep.
I
That actually
completely
happened
agree.
this morning. That happened this morning. I got two
Did
leads
it?
this morning. Yeah. And I was being, nudged internally by somebody to follow up with them, and both leads.
Mm,
as if I wasn't on it. But when I drilled into it, one was definitely a lead booked in 15 minutes. The other one was just a email subscription, newsletter subscription. So I'm
Yeah.
like, that's
Not
that
ready to
they're
be
not
followed up with by
they're not
sales.
looking
That
for
is a
that. Yeah.
marketing
So
qualified lead. Yeah.
yeah.
Might even be just
So
a subscriber at that point.
well,
Yeah.
that's what it was. That's all it was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So marketing's like, we got two leads. I'm like, you got one,
Just one.
just one. So yeah.
Cool. You want to key up the next question?
So I'm going to go back to that misalignment question. So from your perspective, since you are a marketer, but you do have
Hmm.
a history of sales, like what are some
Yep.
clear signs of misalignment? Like how do you know there's misalignment?
Oh, it is palpable. You can feel it in the
You can feel it.
organization.
Uh-huh.
Again, as somebody who's been on both sides, marketing and sales, um, a lack of trust is typically there. You can feel when,
Hmm.
marketing's pitching a new campaign to get approved, and the sales team is in the corner rolling their eyes. Right? They know that
Sure.
they're
Yeah.
gonna do all their fun things and social media posts, but ultimately, it's not going to lead to more closed deals from them. So the
Hmm.
general mistrust between the team and
Yeah.
skepticism, neither knowing what each other are really doing and neither serving each other or supporting each other. But to be more specific on some of like the actual actions or activities, you'll say, again, leads are a big one. If marketing is passing through a ton of leads that seemingly are qualified, but they go nowhere, or they don't hear back as to why they weren't qualified so that they can improve. It could be your CRM never gets touched,
Yeah.
right? Sales is out there doing their thing, but they're
Such.
not coming back and logging notes,
Yep.
updating deals, updating information with contacts or companies that they've learned.
Yep.
That CRM is your single source of
Yeah.
truth. So, not having commitment or adoption
Yep.
there is another big
Yeah.
one. Or
Stay,
like
stay there for a
marketing's off doing its
stay
own
there for a
thing.
second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stay right there because that was interesting. That made me think of our webinar. What one of our
Yeah,
poll questions, I forget the question, but the responses that we got were like the
yeah,
CRM is not updated and can't be trusted. It was like
yeah.
one of the biggest responses.
It's really
Um,
common.
it's so common,
Yep.
even in our own organization. Like I was just on a call earlier this week and is like CRM cleanup, top of the list.
Oh,
We've got
yeah, top of the list.
47 lists, 13,000 contacts. It just happens, right?
Yeah,
It's like that. It's
it's
like
just
that junk
natural.
drawer. Like that junk drawer. Like contacts come in, right? And if they don't get assigned, like it just fills up with pencils and
Yep.
all kinds of
They go
papers
into
and
this like
stuff.
black
Yeah,
hole that never gets cleaned up. Yeah, totally.
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. The last thing
Um.
I would say as an indicator when they're misaligned is when marketing is off, kind of, doing its own thing,
Yep.
creating campaigns, creating
Yep.
content, but those materials never make it back to sales, or
Yeah.
sales never actually uses them to help
Yep.
close more deals. Like, what's the point of making an ebook or an awesome blog if it's not answering questions that the sales team is answering
It's
in
interesting.
the
Yeah.
deal cycle? Like, they
Yeah.
have to work together, or
Yeah.
else, yeah, it's just misaligned
That's
completely.
that's got to be so frustrating as a marketer.
It is. Yeah. I mean, but there's a
Yeah.
simple solve, which we'll get to shortly.
Yeah. So that's interesting. And so if I just close my eyes and I just said, Robin, like paint this picture for me of what like sales and marketing would look like. Like how would you do
Okay.
that? Like what would that look like? Let me
All
dream a
right.
little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. Eyes closed. So I can
Okay, go ahead.
picture two people prancing through a
Uh-huh.
field, blue
Uh-huh.
skies,
Little bunnies
rainbows,
running
and
around.
bunny rabbits,
That's
and
cute.
then
Yeah.
dollar signs raining down. Because
Yes.
most
Yes.
importantly, alignment
Make
looks
it
like
rain.
closed deals.
Okay.
Always be closing, right? That's what every salesperson wants to hear.
Mhm.
Misalignment, if we just jump straight to the result, is reduced friction in your sales
Ooh,
process,
I knew you were going to
reduced
say
time
that.
to close, higher close rates. Like, that's
Uh-huh.
the utopia that we're always looking for. But like, to get to the more soft and squishy stuff, trust is there between the two teams. That's built on regular communication. So whether
Yep.
that's a quarterly meeting, we call them marketing meetings, but a revenue team meeting where you're reviewing deals on the pipeline, you're reviewing marketing campaigns that are coming up, you're reviewing collateral that works, that doesn't work. Your CRM is actually a powerhouse of data that both
Yeah.
teams share for
Love that.
information.
Yep.
Information and deals are passing through in an
Yep.
automated fashion so that everyone's saving time. All of that just looks and feels like just pure alignment. And when you've hit it, you know it, you feel
Yeah.
it, it feels great. Everyone's just rowing in sync. And again, the result is closed deals, which is what we
Yeah.
all want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to push back on that a second. And
Yeah.
the push that I have is that clearly the goal would be close deals, but that doesn't mean that
Hmm.
the end justifies the means. And the reason why I say it that way is just
That's
because
true.
you can have like an awesome sales year and everything's going great, but there can be misalignment, right?
And not have
So
alignment. Yeah, totally.
exactly, right. So it's not always like the best indicator, although it's, that's what we care about, right? So, but
Hmm.
in that process, I feel like there has to be some like level of intentionality between the departments,
Hmm.
right? Because if I really had to map out like what I have to do as a salesperson, and I had made a list of all the things I have to do this week, I'm probably not saying let's connect with marketing and make sure I understand the buyer
Yeah,
personas are going
let's just sit
after, right?
down.
Right,
Yes,
like exactly. It's probably not. If it is on my list, it's probably low, and I'm being brutally
very
honest
low.
again. But, but, but,
Yep.
but, like, just think about how different that could be for me as a salesperson if I sort of flipped the
Hmm.
script, right? And I actually made, like, imagine if, like, the content that you're writing and the offers that you're producing and the audience that you're going
Yeah.
after, just imagine if that was like my ideal customer profile. If you knew that,
Yep.
right? Like, how much
Yep.
better could we be, right? So I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's kind of
Yeah,
like the
intentionality is a great point. I mean, like with any relationship, and it is a relationship with
it's
two
major.
departments in a company,
Hmm.
you have to
Hmm.
put effort and time into it to
I
get
do.
the result that you want. So
Yep. Love
if
is
you
a
treat it
choice,
like
Robin.
that, you,
Yes.
yeah, love is
Yeah.
choice. That's right.
Love is a choice. Yeah,
All
definitely.
right.
Yes.
So to close this out, last
Yep.
question for those marketing Marys out there, and for
Okay.
those
Yep.
watching, marketing Mary is our primary buyer persona. She or
Hmm.
he is the head of a marketing department of a B2B organization. What can marketing Mary do today? One thing to help
Yep.
start to rebuild trust with sales.
Okay. So I think what one of my favorite books is Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. And
Mm,
one of the habits, I don't
great
know what
book.
number it is, but the habit is seek first to understand, then be understood. So I think
Mm,
there's something that marketing Mary can do in the sense of like really understanding like what's at the heart of not only the salesperson but the sales process, right?
yeah.
Remember from our webinar we had 3 P's. Do you remember what those P's were?
Mm,
I just said two of
process,
them. Yeah, process, people, and
process, people,
the
and
last one was platform, right?
platform.
Platform. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got the people and the process, right? So she really can
Hmm.
understand like what's at the heart of that person, right? Because that salesperson
Hmm.
might be a jerk, but that person's an individual, right? So
Yeah.
really understand like what makes you tick, like what
Yeah.
motivates you, like how do we help you like do your job better, right?
Yeah.
And then process. I mean, I think it's probably like I know I'm probably bashing salespeople a little bit, but like one thing that salespeople aren't
They
super
have
great
thick
at.
skin.
Well, they do, and if you're in sales, you have to. But
Yeah.
one thing that salespeople aren't typically great at is following a process. Whereas
Hmm.
marketing is probably a little more process driven, right? So that's
Yeah.
where that goes back to our alignment issues. But nonetheless, understanding the processes that they follow and trying to
Yeah.
interject and understand how they can help in that process, right? I say that, and you ask the question from a marketing merit perspective, but I do
Hmm.
want to flip it, only because you said something that I think is super important, is that if you're engaging and your desire is alignment between sales and marketing,
Hmm.
and you truly do want to fix the gap, as we say in our webinar, um, any relationship, I don't care if it's with your kids, your coworkers, your spouse, or whomever, it's always a two-way
Yeah.
street, right? So
Totally.
If Mary seeks to understand, right? Well, sales needs to seek to understand, right? So
Mm.
I would say it's got to be two ways. They have to understand,
Yeah.
sort of like what. is going on with Mary? Like, what is she doing on a daily basis? What type of content is
Hmm.
she writing for? What audience is she going after? What channels is she using? Right. So really kind of understanding, and then between that understanding mutually, there should be some commonality that they can reach, and ultimately, get to that. Let's close more deals and let's have an awesome Christmas party.
Yeah. And that brings up a great point is it's going to be a hard road if it's just marketing Mary trying
Yes.
to align sales and marketing. You've got to
Yes.
have commitment from both
It's
teams
got
to be
it's
able
got
to
to be
make
both
this work.
ways. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's got to be both ways.
absolutely.
Yep.
On the topic of first steps when it comes to sales and marketing alignment, we dropped, or we will be dropping a link. You want to point to the bottom of the screen? Maybe we'll make it pop up here. A link to download a template that you guys can start with. It's a sales and marketing audit alignment audit template. It's a downloadable template that you can take to your sales team and fill out together with them. It's even got a 30, 60, and 90-day roadmap in there so that as you
Hmm.
identify points of friction between the two teams, you can start to put actionable notes in place to be able to resolve them over time so you can get on the right track. And if you're ready to get started, you can always reach out to Todd Smith to learn more about sales enablement. And that's all the time we have for today. Hopefully,
Awesome.
this video has given you some good ideas to help improve your B2B lead efforts. Anything else to add? You want to plug
Yes.
your webinar? I know we mentioned it a few times, but that would be
Yeah. I mean,
super
I,
helpful
I
for
would be
readers.
remiss if I didn't. So we did a webinar a couple weeks ago. I had one of our channel partners, Claire from HubSpot. We presented this topic of fixing the gap, trying to solving the sales and marketing gap. So if you're interested, I think we're going to put the link as well. You can
Oh, we
download
can
and
do it again.
rewatch the webinar. We're going to download, right? And then you can check that out and then get in touch. And if you have any questions about what we talked about, we did cover the PPP, and then there was three S's. I forget what they were. System solutions. I forget. Anyway, I'm making that up.
But
But definitely people, process, platform. Like that was the big thing with a large emphasis on people. That's part of our
yeah.
culture here at Farotech. We believe in keep people. We empower people, and we serve our clients in a great way. So thank you for your time, Robin. It's been a pleasure as always.
Thanks for
And then,
joining. This has
yeah,
been great.